Hello there, everybody. Vega here from SerpentX Tech. Welcome back to, another live stream. We were just doing Caffeine and Crypto, and this one, we're going to focus on the hash rate performance of the, 7900 XTX. We already tested out the XT. The XTX is its bigger brother, a little bit more performance. We got triple 8-pin versus dual 8-pin. We still have a dual BIOS, and we are not using the reference edition card, so we're not going to bump into thermal issues. Now, I just posted the Reddit thread, but this is not the summary video. This is just some of the data that I've seen or some of the information I've seen. So first things first, let's go ahead and bring you guys up to speed here using the Radeon tool. MSI Afterburner does have a beta version. The Russian developer was able to get it updated and get paid, from my understanding. I haven't talked to them personally because I do not have them on a personal contact. But that update is out. It's out there on Guru, but I don't think MSI has released it officially on their website yet because it is a beta version. So I'm using the Radeon software to do so. Now there's a number of different clock settings that I have saved, obviously for more core intensive algorithms, some memory intensive algorithms, and then I have what I call the best of both. Let me actually show you some of the overclocks that I have, or the titles, right? So I got best mem, best of both, core and mem, core only, low power core, mem mining, and then I got stable beans. Like the beans, like you're giving it all you got for some overclocking and some hardware bot benchmark stuff like that. And then I got stock and the beans, which is a little bit unstable and stuff like that. I could tell you for sure, like if we go mem mining only, right? I could tell you for sure that it seems that going above 2800 megahertz on the memory will cause issues 100%. Now we're doing software encoding on this stream, so technically we could start mining, which is what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you the stock performance of Ethereum mining, and the miner that we're going to be using is LOL miner, but just know that not all miners are supported yet, or in LOL miner, not all algorithms are supported yet. So we're gonna move that miner up towards the top there. I do have the kilowatt meter showing. I'll try to get you some light for that. Let me see here, give me 1 second. But we're gonna see the Ethereum hash rate and stuff like that. Actually, I don't even have a camera down there. I forgot to plug it in. I wonder if I did plug it in, would it pick it up? Hang on 1 second. This is what happens when you're going from stream to stream and you're on call. Shit happens. All right. Let's see if it would allow me to pick it up. Give me 1 second. Bear with me here. Let's see. Can it pick it up? There we go. Okay. Adjust the screen. There goes a 578. And Comcast is getting a little bit choppy on me. Come on, baby. You were doing good for so many weeks. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me right now. Focus. There we go. Much better. So we're saying about 582 watts. Come back to the software. It says about 389. I redid the measurements and I have all the data testing this thing out. So we're at 103 mega hash right now. It's going to level out about 100 mega hash. So basically at 3080. But the biggest problem is, from my understanding, we could get the 3080 to 100 mega hash or 99 mega hash or thereabouts with much less power draw. This is stock power draw. And really at the wall, we're looking more about 395, 396 watts at the wall versus software. Now, the software is actually pretty damn accurate. You can see below me a number of different readings. We got total graphics power, total board power, GPU power maximum, GPU PPT sustained, GPU PPT limit sustained, and GPU PPT limit short. So all these different numbers here. I can push this card to 450 watts with the triple A pin easily during overclocking and stuff like that. Very interesting that this card is a little bit power hungry. As far as efficiency, I mean, it doesn't beat the 6000 series, the 6800, 64 mega hash at a much lower power draw, or the 6700 XT, which is super efficient, or the 6600 XT, which is also efficient. Unfortunately, the new generation of AMD GPUs is just not as efficient. I do believe that there might be some further improvement as AMD comes out with better drivers, but right now I'm not putting all my hopes into it, right? So we're sitting around 96 mega hash, obviously streaming and coding through software or through my CPU and the software itself. So we probably could get like 97, 98 stock, but around 100 mega hash at almost 395 watts is not, while it's okay, it's not enticing, right? I wouldn't want to go buy a bunch of these GPUs and then go and build a 6-card rig out of it, unfortunately. But that's the hash rate that we're seeing right now. And this is stock. So when you start to tune, you can do a little bit better. And I will have a summary video with all that data. I already have it on Reddit. If you follow me on Reddit, the data is already out there. I already posted it. You can see all the numbers and some of the tuning statistics that I did. Improving the memory and dropping the core does improve the power draw or the efficiency. But again, it's not going to be in the levels to where it's competing with its previous predecessor. Unfortunately, if you drop it too low and you push the memory too hard, you actually perform worse than its predecessor. So there's some balancing that needs to be done because these GPUs are very sensitive, so to speak. Again, trying to push that memory up to 2800 megahertz will actually degrade performance rather than improve performance. Tuning with the Radeon tool instead of MSI Afterburner, where you have access to V-core, constant voltage, all that stuff, is a little bit annoying. And it has Hive. I'm not sure if anybody watching this is aware of this, but last time I checked, Hive would lock up when this GPU was on that system. Has Hive released an update yet is the question. I don't think they have yet. Come on, stream. Come on. Hang in there. There you go. Come on. Comcast is trying to screw me up, but we're not as bad as we used to be. We're much better now. It's just I see it flickering. 2.5% drop frames. And it's not because I'm mining. It's because Comcast has been Comcast for the past few months. So there you are. About 96, 97 mega hash. We could get up to 100 mega hash. We can push the power even harder. And we can push the memory even harder. But it's not going to be all that great. So there's the Ethereum results. 96 to 97 mega hash stock. We could get a little bit more out of it with some memory. Now let's look at ETC hash. Obviously going to be the exact damn same thing, but we're still going to show it for you. Now if I get out of your way here, you will see that the memory got up to about 92, I want to say 92 degrees. You see that? Peak of 92 at one point in time. Hotspot temperature 82 degrees. So not too hot compared to reference models, is actually performing a lot better. Now this is ETC hash. It's going to be around the same thing, close to 100 mega hash at stock power draw of 389 software, 395, 396 hardware or from the wall. And unfortunately, not as good as its predecessor. Pulling up my sheet here, I will tell you while we're letting this go, is bumping the memory up to trying to find that sweet spot. Each card is going to be a little bit different, but trying to find that sweet spot of 2762, 2754 mem. Fast timings, because you can enable, if we go custom here, go to VRAM timing, there's default and fast timing. Fast timing helps out with memory intensive. It does help out on some core intensive algorithms, just enabling fast timing, but then not tweaking the memory. And unfortunately, we can't reduce the memory down further in Windows, or at least through Radeon software and MSI Afterburner. Hopefully with Hive OS, we'll be able to drop the memory a little bit more. But for some algorithms, for example, I believe like Caspa, it uses like 100 megahertz of the memory. It barely touches the memory. So the card will automatically dictate what it needs and obviously boost up to whatever levels. But dropping on a memory intensive algorithm, dropping it to like 2754, 27, like right in that cusp of like 65, 62, somewhere in there. Anything beyond that starts to degrade performance. We can get basically about 275 watts at 90 mega hash. And that's not exactly efficient, if you know what I mean. It's a 0.32 efficiency. Much, much lower than what we could get with some of the, even the 5000 series, very efficient cards. If you get it down, 6700 XT, we could get 90 watts, basically. I know some people can tune even lower than that, right? So we could get about 47 mega hash divided by 90 watts, 0.52. That's a huge improvement in efficiency. 6700 XT versus 7900 XTX. So these cards, these 7000 series of AMD, for my gamers out there that come to this video and write angry comments, is more attractive to a person that might be gaming more often than not, and then might use their GPU or have it automatically set up to mine while they're not using, their gaming system, right? This card will seem much more attractive for that user rather than, a miner. I wouldn't go out and buy a bunch of these to build a 6 or 8 or 12 GPU rig. I still believe AMD needs to optimize drivers, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get it to a point where it's like, oh, wow, yeah, I really want to get this card. No, this is not enticing. Whether it's the XT or the XTX, it's not enticing. It is an improvement. The XTX is an improvement. As you can see here, stock 98 mega hash on ETC hash. The XTX is an improvement over the XT. It's just nothing to write home about, I promise you. Moving on, we're going to go take a look at Caspa real quick. Now, keep an eye on the memory here. I want you to keep an eye on the memory. This is going to make the stream a little bit choppy, but hang tight. Hang in there. All right, I'm not sure if you got flashes of it, but basically it's 1,220 mega hash or 1.22 giga hash is what it's at. That obviously took a huge hit on the stream. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth. Yeah. It obviously Caspa is very, it's gonna hit your CPU. It doesn't use much of the memory, as you saw. I'm not sure if you saw that. It doesn't use much of the memory. So the card itself, we'll look that up right now. Actually, let's go see how much the card is. And the same thing that I did with the 2080, jump on the grenade for you guys, advise you, hey, don't get it. I personally like it for gaming, but as far as mining, no. And I am going to be using it for gaming, for WoW, for Battlefield, Counter-Strike. I'm a gamer. That's what I do. I game. I work all my time, on, like right now I'm on call. I game. I raid every week. Uldar just opened up on WoW, Wrath of the Lich King. And then, you know, hardware that I accumulated over time, I put to work, whether it's mining using, you know, mining cryptocurrency, or compute workloads like folding at home. You know, it's hardware that I spent with my hard-earned money. And then I get a lot of flack for that. I get a lot of hate, but you can do what you want when you buy it, right? You know, $1,000 for the reference model, which is going to have thermal issues, or more than likely have thermal issues. I know it was just a bad batch, they said. And hopefully they're doing a recall if they haven't done one already. But we got the Gigabyte, you know, similar to reference, but probably with their own cooling, the XFX Speedster Merc 310, which is what we have. That's about the price I paid for it. So basically $1,100. Chris GTR is what was paid for the card. Way overpriced in my opinion. But considering, you know, the XTX is basically under the 4090. And then the 4080 is basically under the XTX. And then the XT is right above the 4070 Ti just by a hair, depending on the title. And then the 4070 Ti. That's the top-down GPU chart as far as performance goes. So definitely not something one should go out and buy a bunch of these of. As far as the AIB models, they cool well. You're not going to bump into the issues with reference models, and you should be able to hit pretty decent performance, stuff like that. Matter of fact, if we look at the TimeSpy benchmark here, you know, the 24698 stock, right? Considering that the CPU is what's holding me back, which is the 5900X. Not a bad CPU. It's just, it wouldn't get me above, you know, like a 13700K or a 5950X or a 7950X. CPU is holding me back. But look at that score. The GPU score is not bad whatsoever. And stock, with a little bit of tuning, and I mean just a hair of tuning, we were able to get almost 1,000 points on the overall score and the graphics score. Of course, again, pushing the memory too hard degrades performance. So I think there's some fine tuning that I could do here to get better gaming performance. And as far as mining performance, unfortunately, I don't think there's anything that we could do other than wait for one, AMD drivers to continue to be optimized, and two, mining developers for various mining software to continue to make updates. Because right now, like if we go to LOL Miner, I'm gonna bring it up for you real quick. Look what happens. Let's try. For example, Ergo. You see that? All devices deselected or failed compatibility check. Closing LOL Miner. Press any key to continue. Let's try Eternity or Kaku Cycle, which is like BitTube Cache. Same thing. All right. Some of the ones in NB Miner will automatically close out. But there are some other coins here that we can test out. So we just tried out Caspa, 1.22 gigahash, Ethereum or ETH hash and ETC hash, about 98 to 97 mega hash stock. Tuning a little bit can get the power lower, but it's nowhere better than its predecessors. Let's look at Ravencoin real quick. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Let's see here. For Ravencoin, I cannot use LOL Miner. It seems to... Well, does LOL Miner have it? Where the fuck is that? So we're going to use Gminer instead. Gminer does work, but there are some issues. Why is it saying you're not open widget? YouTube is not getting enough video to maintain smooth stream and such experience buffering. How long has that been going on? You guys are way behind. Let's see here. So that Caspa stream really messed it up. So you guys are way behind. I'm gonna have to wait quite a bit before you guys catch up. Because the Caspa stream, because it hits the CPU, not just the GPU core, but the CPU quite extensively, that it hurt. It hurt and fucked up the stream. It's all good though. We're gonna move on to Gminer. We're gonna show Ravencoin. Show you what it can do stock. This is a core intensive algorithm, so obviously it's going to draw more power. That says 70 mega hash, but obviously it's going to dip down and level off. So it's lackluster. It's a lackluster product. Great for gaming. Would I spend $1,100? No. If I were a gamer that wanted to build a PC, this is my only PC, no. I'd probably go with an older generation 3000 series, 3070, 3060 Ti. Maybe an older generation or previous generation AMD 6700 XT, right? Get that for around $419. Better efficiency. Yeah, it's not going to be able to hit this level of gaming performance, but you know, we're sacrificing performance, or we're sacrificing efficiency to hit a new level of performance on both AMD and Nvidia, and even Intel and AMD in the CPU market. It requires so much more power to even hit these levels of performance, unfortunately. So we just leveled off. We're leveling off around 58 mega hash on Ravencoin, which is about on par. Again, at the 395 watts at the wall, 394 watts at the wall, 389 software. Default timings. Putting it on fast timings doesn't really do much. You might get like 0.5 of a mega hash, but nothing too crazy. And if you really wanted to mine Ravencoin, which is so core intensive, even with a lower power limit and tuning it, unfortunately, you're still going to be drawing well over 330 watts at the wall. So, disappointing. And both the 7900 XT and the 7900 XTX have been disappointing. Moving on, we're going to take a look. What else do I have here in G Miner before I move on back to LOL Miner? So it's right now, it's LOL Miner, SRB Miner, Wild Rig Miner, and G Miner are the top ones. We're going to take a look real quick at Flux. Now, Flux on G Miner is not as good as Flux on LOL Miner. And I think Mini Z is only for Nvidia. That miner is really good for Flux, but unfortunately not as good for, well, G Miner doesn't perform as well as LOL Miner for this card. You guys might still be seeing buffering or anything, but I think you guys are literally like 2-3 minutes behind actual. I did hit up Team Red Miner and LOL Miner, asking if they wanted to like borrow the GPU or whatever to do some tuning, testing, whatever they need to update, because Team Red Miner doesn't work yet, and that's one of my favorite miners. But I haven't heard back yet. They're probably busy, just like everybody in the world is, so we'll have to wait and see. But right now we're testing out Flux on G Miner. Flux on LOL Miner is much, much better. But I'm just going to show you the results here that we get as things pick up and level off. You can dual mine with these GPUs. Like, for example, EVHash and Blake 3 or Alphium. I know I keep saying it wrong. Shut up. Or EVHash and Caspa. But is it profitable? No, it is not profitable. Is it efficient? No, it is not efficient. You can lower the power draw as much as you can, or the power limit. You can drop the voltage. The voltage can get all the way down to 0.742 millivolts, but it's still going to draw 200 plus watts. The lowest one that I was able to get, which you will see in a future summary video, was 245, basically 250, 240 watts at the wall. And I bet you'll never guess which algorithm that was fucking on. But here we are. So we got 109 souls here. We had 72 souls here. This number, the speed, will actually level off on G Miner. And that speed will actually level off to about 97.3 souls on G miner. Eventually, this was like right now, it was 91.6. Now it's at 92.8. Hitting 109 souls at the pool. But that's all going to level off to about 97, 98 mega hash. Whereas if we switch over to LOL miner, we would get a little bit better performance on Flux, to be honest. Let that spin up. I'm trying to think what else. We can mine Bitcoin Gold, Zhash. We can mine Cockatoo 32, Ubic Hash, dual mine, like I mentioned earlier. Conceal was actually pretty good. Still a little bit of power hungry, but Conceal was actually pretty good. And Ergo, the only one Ergo would work on is SRB miner, and it is nowhere near where it should be. Where it should be around 700 mega hash, 500 plus mega hash for the XT, almost 700 for the XTX, from my understanding, and I could be wrong there. This is what just some people tell me. We're not able to get that with SRB multi-miner. Now, quick question for the live chat, because I know you guys are way behind thanks to the Caspa mining that we were doing earlier. Let me know. Do me a favor. Somebody in chat that can hear my voice, type in now, NOW, in the live chat once you hear me ask you to do so, which is right now. But yeah, we could use nice hash benchmark to identify what the true hash rate is, because the question besides putting the word now in live chat was going to be excavator. Have you guys been able to get that working on these AMD 7000 series GPUs? Let me check my work. Okay, everything looks good. And see, we just hit 111 souls on LOL miner, but it's going to obviously average. Okay, so yeah, you guys are about 3 minutes behind. Thank you. So you're about 3 minutes behind, but you're catching up. You're slowly catching up to my delay of game, so to speak. 102 souls. So LOL miner stock, I have basically, I have it around an average of 103, 102 or high 102s stock. But look at that power draw. I saw 400 flash up there for a brief moment. So at the wall, 395, software 390. So again, very power hungry card to hit a performance level that is not as profound as earlier editions of GPUs or the previous generation. So just to recap for some of you just joining us, so Ethereum or ETH hash and ETC hash are about 100 mega hash stock. Caspa about 1.22 gigahash stock. Ravencoin about 57, 58 mega hash stock. And I did just find a typo that I'm going to have to fix in the Reddit real quick. Flux, about 103 or 104 stock. But the power draw is upwards of 390, 395 watts at the wall. So compared to some of the other options, right, that is out there, this card is not that attractive, unfortunately. Got a couple of typos I need to fix. Some people are going to pick on me. But there's nothing I can do. Like I said, I can't make everybody fucking happy. I will do a summary video, and I have all the data on Reddit. If you know how to find me on Reddit, you should already know how to find me on Reddit. I say it all the time, but I will be doing a summary video and showing what the best performance numbers that I can, that I got out there. Because a lot of people don't want to sit here and watch the live stream and see what the performance numbers are and yada, yada, yada. I understand that and respect that. So I will be doing a summary video. Look for that. If not this upcoming week, the following week, of the 7900 XTX performance, where I go through some of the numbers, some of the tuning, some of the mem clocks, core clocks, stuff like that. And hopefully Hive will work in the future. Actually, let's go look that up real quick. Hive OS update for RX 7900 XT. Nope, that's just me. Just me again. Nice hash confirming is around 90 mega hash. That was a blog post in November. See, when I was booting up Hive OS with this GPU, it would lock up. It would just not go past the booting phase or the loading phase of the Linux kernels. So very interesting to see when Hive releases an update. Try mining Ergo on nice hash and check the hash rate. Yeah, that's what I said, Clearlight. We're gonna try that in a minute. So Flux around 102, 103 souls at 390 watts. Now we're gonna do a quick look at Conceal using SRB miner. Now SRB miner, this is where I'm gonna show you how failed the miner again is older. Well, not older. The update wasn't too long ago. But you will see after Conceal the performance in Ergo, which everybody would be like, what the hell? Why is it doing that? And that just comes down to kernels and miner devs updating, obviously, the software and key features of this program. So here we are. We got Conceal on the map. Kryptonite underscore GPU. And again, sitting stock, basically 385, 390 watts the wall. So 385, 384 software, 390 at the wall, unfortunately. Now with Conceal, it actually is towards the top of the profitability chart when it comes to this GPU. When we're talking about the one that takes the least amount of your hard-earned money to pay for electricity. But there's also another cryptocurrency that's towards the top, two of them actually, of the profitability chart for the 7900 XT and XTX. We will go over it in greater detail in the summary video, but I will hint at it in just a moment, so stay tuned. So 5615 is what it says here. On average, that's about right. So basically 5600 hashes is what I saw. And I found another typo that I'm going to have to fix on Reddit. At 390 watts, basically, right? It's about 5600 hashes at 390 watts is what Conceal does. Now, looking at SRB miner Ergo, which we're then going to pull up nice hash benchmark to show you. The hard part is nice hash benchmark tends to have a problem where it will keep restarting as well. Uh-oh, this is hurting the stream. Why is it hurting the stream? Doesn't normally do this. Stop. That was interesting. Ergo doesn't normally do that. Why is it doing that? Hang on. Let me check something. Oh, it's doing it again. Interesting. It didn't do that with the XT. That's weird. All right, so let's just go to NiceHash. Turn my video off and show you, because it's going to make it choppy, show you the Ergo or Autolycos performance. I mean, I could use my laptop and the capture card, but I don't feel like setting all that up. You guys don't pay me enough for this shit. Because you guys don't pay me at all. So fucking deal with it. Okay, let's go straight to... I'm in my bedroom of I'm in my master bedroom with my computer in the corner, doing all this testing day in, day out on top of my full-time job, getting my son to school or work, picking up my other son from school, dealing with a shitty-ass boss to get you this data or information. No freaking compensation for it whatsoever. So, too bad. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's been one of those, the beginning of this year has not been good for me. So we're benchmarking Autolycos. It's probably going to use, well, it's using, whatchamacallit. We don't want it to use LOL miner. It's going to fail. Where is Excavator? There it is. Turn that off. Turn that off. I gave away one of the capture cards too, the EVGA one, to a lucky winner of the YouTuber crypto community giveaway. So I'm happy. See, this one's not affecting the stream. SRB miner was affecting the stream, but this one's not. Caspa and LOL miner was affecting the stream, but all the other algorithms didn't. I'm just fucking with you, Gino. You're good. So I think with some optimizations, again, from AMD and various miners optimizing their kernels. See, this one aired out, but it worked on the XT. But the XTX, it's not working. That's very interesting to me. Let's go check something real quick. I did an awesome miner benchmark. Autolycos. Yeah, see, 173 SRB miner. Interesting. So why are you airing out? That's strange. Why would it work on the XT but not the XTX? Maybe it can't load the OpenCL profile? So either way, this thing's got a long way to go, guys. AMD's got a long way to go with this. And we've seen this with the 6000 series. We've seen this with the 5000 series. At launch, cards don't perform as well. Things get better. I don't think these are going to get better, though. Like the 5700 XT got better over time as Team Red Miner was able to optimize it. There was profiles you can load. We can actually mod the BIOS. There's not even something we can do here. If we go to Igor's lab and look up the more power tool or the red BIOS editor or anything like that, it doesn't work. Let's see if there's any new downloads since I checked it out. Let's see here. Device string, stability feature. Nope, nothing on the red BIOS editor. Yeah. So as time went on, you know, the 6000 series, there were some subtle changes or things you could do with the more power tool or the red BIOS editor. But with the 7000 series, I don't think it's going to be able to. What's really funny is, let's see here, load. Like, see, this is the XT, normal XT BIOS. You see that? Maximum file size, 1024 kilobytes. So Igor or the people that made the more power tools got to update it because this is actually 2048 megabytes. So this one won't even load because it's bigger, right? And that's just when I use GPU-Z to extract the BIOS, that's just the normal of what I do. We can try to use the flash tool 3.04, maybe extract the BIOS that way. That maybe does something a little bit different, and then therefore the more power tool might pick it up. But that's going to take some further testing on my part to do for you guys offline, and then come up with a video of do so. But unfortunately, these cards are not as good as their predecessors. They are good for gaming. Again, if we compare, right? So we add to compare. This is stock. Let's go look up what's comparable to it. Let's look up the 4080. Let's see. And obviously, some people are going to blow us out of the water. Because they might have a better system than I do. But let's see here. So the highest is this right here with a 4080. So we're going to add to compare. And we're going to compare. Right? So on the right-hand side is me, or my system. Or excuse me, on the left-hand side is me. On the right-hand side is the other system, or the highest number one out there. Both same CPU. Obviously, he overclocked his to 5.123. That's a lot better than mine. And then we got, looking at the graphics performance, there you go. Right? So 3D Mark, the 4080 beat it out. Graphics score, he beat it out. CPU score, we're not going to worry about that. But FPS wise, you know, there's a huge difference. Obviously, the CPU would help that out drastically. So, I mean, it's not a bad gaming GPU. It's just the 4080 is even more. Let's go look that up. The RTX 4080 is, from my understanding, still available, but well overpriced considering its performance level. And let's see here. Let's go. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Let's go to Best Buy, see if they got some in stock. That's the Founders Edition, RTX 4080. Yeah, so basically about the same. So about $1,200, where we saw the XTX for $1,100. So both well overpriced. I don't know why we entered this new arena of high-end where these GPUs need to be at these price levels rather than the $700 for the 4080, even for the XTX. Even if AMD didn't have a card to compete against the 4090, I think that this is absolutely horrendous. Let's see here, 4070 Ti. Probably somebody going to blow me out of the water too. 5900X. Search. Let's see here. Obviously, this one's going to be a little different. The 4070 Ti gets beat out in certain areas. I lose in CPU, of course, because he's overclocked. But, you know, the graphics score, the most important part. You know, we're just a little bit ahead of the 47 Ti. You know, maybe 10 to 15% depending on the title. Whereas the 4080 would trade blows with this XTX. Both, again, well overpriced, in my personal opinion. But that's the stock results we got with the XTX 24698 overall. Graphics score of 29285. When we overclocked it, we got almost 1,000 extra points. Obviously, with some more tuning, especially overclocking the CPU, we can get even more data or more points in the hardware bot competition or the 3D Mark competition. But mining, meh. Gaming, okay. Do you got $1,100, $1,200 that you want to spend on this? I'll leave that to you. So anyways, we got rabbit mining coming up here in a little bit. I am open for any questions or testing that you want me to do. It looks like, unfortunately, Gino and Clearlight try mining Ergo on nice hash. We tried that. So nice hash didn't want to load up. Let's go ahead. So we're going to mute this tab real quick. Streaming PCs, sort algos by name. There's no financial incentive anymore for miners developers to tune them for the 7000 series. Yep. Thanks, bro. Disappointing and continues to follow suit. Yes. How was the dual hash on Caspa E? If you want to go look it up, let's look it up. So we're going to go back to LOL Miner. You want to look at Caspa and ETC. Okay. There we go. LOL Miner. We're at stock power, stock everything. So right now off rip, we're seeing 76 mega hash on ETC or ETH hash and about 700 mega hash on Caspa. But this is the beginning. Obviously, it's going to fucking level off. Now, for those of you who have been so patient and waiting, the 3 cryptocurrencies that are actually kind of profitable for this GPU and the 7900 XT, both the XTX and XT, are Grin or Cockatoo 32, Radiant or SHA 256 or SHA 512 256D, and Conceal. ETH hash tokens and ETC hash tokens, unfortunately, do not get towards the top of the profitability chart. Crypto Mikkel, to answer your question, when everything is said and done, testing for hours, we average about 80 mega hash on ETH hash, ETC hash, and about 815 on Caspa or K heavy hash. At 390 watt software or 389 software, 395, 394 at the wall. However, tuning a little bit and turning on fast timings, dropping the power limit down, I was able to get it to around 350 watts at the wall, but it's 60 mega hash and 908 mega hash, respectively. 60 mega hash for ETH hash or ETC hash, and 900 mega hash for K heavy or Caspa. Again, follow me on Reddit. I'm going to say the name one more time. At CMVJax. And you will see my posts every time a new GPU comes out. And I have the means and the ability and the money to actually buy the GPU, test it out, I will present the data to you as soon as possible when available. Then you can take that data, compare it against your favorite content creator, so that way you can make an educated decision on what you want to do with your hardware. That's the whole point of this shit. I jump on the grenade so you don't have to. I buy the bad GPU so you don't have to. All right. It's fucking up my stream, Crypto Mikkel, but that was the data. Hopefully that helps you out. For ETH hash and Blake 3, stock 90 mega hash and 1960 mega hash. Not too bad there either. A little bit of tuning, 87.4 mega hash on ETH hash or ETC hash, and about 1780, 1790 mega hash on Blake 3. Yes, I would believe that, because you see how I was able to get quite a bit higher. Now, I would do some further testing. I would like to use BZ Miner, and I think BZ Miner has some issues or needs to update. IODEC, great person. Worked with them when Blake 3 was first coming out. Obviously, updates are gonna come, but these miner devs are just like us, and they're gonna need time to come out with updates. And one of the individuals here, Clearlight, mentioned there's no financial incentive anymore for miner developers to tune them for the 7000 series. Well, I would disagree with that, because some of the miners have dev fees, and so there might be 1% built into it, 2% built into it. And so as miners use their programs, or users use the miner devs programs, they're still getting a small percentage of fees, right? But it's not crazy amounts of money that one would be making, especially if not a lot of miners are using that program. So these people are doing it on their free time, just like I am, right? In between my work, my full-time job, my family, I am doing this stuff, collecting data, putting that data out there for the crypto community to utilize, investigate, look through, optimize, whatever, right? It's my data is just one point in which you can collect and then utilize to make a full picture. I've been here for a fucking long time. I've been doing this for years. I may not have the biggest voice, but I do like to take my time and get the data as best I can to you guys. It's just I'm very analytical. I'm very data driven. Like, okay, what is XYZ efficiency, power draw, power limit, this, that, and the other. A lot of people want to know about overclocks. I will tell you that the AMD tuning or the GPU tuning of these graphics cards is a little bit of fucking annoying, because you might set 2550 core, but it's going to run at 2523 core, right? It's not locked. Obviously, we're on Windows and using Radeon tool or MSI Afterburner. Hive OS is really going to allow us to fixate and then see what the performance is. Memory, same thing. You might set it at 2788, but it's going to be at 2752, right? Core voltage, you can lower it to 700 millivolts, but it's probably going to be at like 685, 690 millivolts. So AMD, real finicky, but we'll have to see. Yeah. Had the GM poster for quite some time. Actually, that's I haven't talked to Steve in a while, but he's actually one of the reasons why I got into creating content, or got motivated to continue to create content. Well, you guys are still 3 to 4 minutes behind the actual data that's coming to you, thanks to various algorithms or miners kind of slowing it down. Clearlight, I'm going to go ahead and do nice hash again after the stream. I got to change my oil on the car. But I'm going to try to get Excavator working, because it worked on the XT, it just didn't work on the XTX. And on the XT, we were able to get 500 something mega hash on Ergo. If I can get Ergo working, or maybe one of the devs come out with an updated miner that allows us to utilize the GPU and Ergo, I will update the Reddit. As always, summary video coming in the future, and then I will follow up with additional updates on the Reddit posts. You can go follow me at CMVJax on Reddit, because I got the 4080 on there. I got 1660 Supers or TIs. I got 3080s. I got every card that I could get my hands on. I have taken the time for you all to collect the data, put it out there, and then you guys can utilize that. Be like, hey, I'm able to get, extra 2 mega hash by, dropping the core to this and bumping the memory to this. And you use that as a comparison tool, and you can share your own data by commenting on those Reddit posts. It's very helpful, right? Because then we have a single public source that people can go to and be like, hey, what am I supposed to be getting? What's my what kind of hash rate should I be seeing from this card on this algorithm with this kind of core memory voltage, whatever. So, a lot of people have sheets, like Savage Mind has sheets that, all this data is put into, and then they share those individual sheets. But then we got a sheet from Seb, we got a sheet from Red Panda, we got a sheet from Ravencoin, and we got a sheet from somebody else, and somebody else. There's so many sheets. Just put the data publicly, so that way everybody can grab it. Now, if you want to take that public data and put it in a sheet and then share that sheet with the entire world, that makes it easier. But if we can kind of and that's the hard part. If I open it up to everybody to be able to manipulate the sheet, I can understand why everybody has their own individual sheet. Because then you have people in there drawing dick pics and shit somehow through an Excel doc or Google Docs or whatever. But Reddit for me is just always where I've been turning to test a new GPU and get that data out to you guys, and I'm going to continue to do that. I share it with What to Mine. Obviously, they do their own independent testing. Nice Hash apparently does their own independent testing, even though I share it with them, I don't hear back. You just compare and contrast. That's it. But anyways, we got Rabbit Mining coming up here in a little bit. As far as testing and tuning, use the Radeon tool to do so. You can see here, you go to Advanced Control. We could lower the core clock to 500 or max frequency to 500, but it's not going to work. It's going to crash. The highest I was able to hit was 3447 for the beans overclock, leaving the voltage all the way up at 1150. Power tuning, the max target we could hit is 15. I think it was only 10 on the XT. Don't quote me on that. Got to go look back at the video. Fan tuning, I always go to advanced, and I always drop this down right. You don't always want your fans running on 100%. I might incline that a little bit and leave it just like that. Drop the fans down maybe to 90, 88, 85, somewhere there, because you don't want to kill your fans so fast. Mining does do that if you're running your fans at 100% 24/7. For memory tuning, you click on VRAM, go to fast timings, and then you can bump it up. Now, again, going over 2800 or towards 2800 will cause degrading performance. What I found for this card specifically, and it could be Slimming Lottery, is 2762 or 2752, 54 are the sweet spots as far as memory overclocking. If I apply this right now, I can go run some hardware bot benchmarks or TimeSpy or Firestrike, and it would do pretty damn fucking well. So the card can perform very well from a gaming standpoint. It will soak up, and you can see here 450 watts. All right, you can see GP. Look at this, guys. Let me get out of your way here. You will see. Where's it at? I gotta move you up a little bit. Hang on one second. So 587 right here. Can you see this? GPU power maximum. 587. That's crazy. I don't think we hit that. I think that's just like the maximum state that the power delivery could provide, but I don't think that's what we actually hit. We'll have to see how things pan out. But that is it for what we have going on. I'm going to send you guys over to over to Rabbit Mining. And I will come up with a summary video when I get the chance. Edit, customize. Any last minute questions before we get out of here, guys? Any last minute questions before we get out of here? Yeah, going against Patrick Mahomes, though, man. The Kansas City Chiefs are very good football players. Like a very good football team. They got a great coach. They got sound mind. They're just like the Jags right now as far as belief in themselves, faith, execution, maintaining poise, being calm, and executing one play at a time. So it's a lot of people are counting the Jags out. I think hopefully they'll do better than what most people are expecting them to, but we'll see how things go in the long run. But that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to check out Rabbit Money that's coming on next. Do me a favor, though, on the way out, make sure hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with the channel and what's going on, as well as check out links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And I'll catch you in the next one, all right? Have a wonderful day. Take care. Go Jags. This should be a good game. Oh, it's about 30. Well, in Kansas or here? Here it's 50. It's probably 62 right now. Let me check here. What the? Yeah, 55 here in Jacksonville. So it's actually not bad whatsoever. Looking pretty good. Beautiful day. It's going to be some real football weather up in Kansas City, so we'll see how it goes. So enjoy, guys. Take care. And Nick, I always love you. I just won't go to the ranch. See you guys around.